Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To Professor Dr. Nasruddin. My name is Amal bin Rajman. So today I will present about my case study of leadership, that who I choose for my case study on leadership. So let's continue. So for introduction, I choose Allahyarham Datuk Nik Abdul Aziz Nikmat as a leadership in this case study because Allahyarham Datuk Nik Abdul Aziz is a leader and an exemplary individual that we should emulate and apply in our daily life. Allahyarham Nik Aziz, not just a political figure who had governed by a state that was synonym with a nickname Serambi Mekah. On the country, far more importantly, Nik Aziz in the eyes of the state people was a father who never tired of teaching his children meaning of humanity. The late Nik Aziz was a charismatic leader who set a positive example for his followers at all times. Allahyarham Nik Abdul Aziz also worked as an imam, ustaz, Tok Guru and Tok Khatib before he was appointed as a Menteri Besar in Kelantan. It is well known that Allahyarham Nik Aziz and his family resided in a wooden home that was constructed in the hamlet. So next we continue to the leadership style. So in order to achieve desired outcome, a successful leader must be able to influence followers in the desired direction. Different leadership style may have an impact on the effectiveness and success of an organization or agency. So for the Nik Abdul Aziz leadership style, as we can see, they have three categories that practiced by Allahyarham Nik Abdul Aziz. For the first one, transformational style. As defined by past research, transforming leadership is a process which leaders and followers assist one another in moving a greater level of moral and motivation. When discussing the difficulty and distinction between management and leadership, past study stated that the distinction exists in the traits and action of the two positions. For example, in the past research stated, Allahyarham Tuan Guru Nik Abdul Aziz, Islamic political view were also found on the Quran and Sunnah, and his jihad was to bring the society back to Islam. All the qualifies him to be referred as a hadith expert since it demonstrates his expertise in Islamic political concept. It is shown that the method by which the leadership of the Allahyarham Nik Abdul Aziz is restoring the well-being of the people and political stability in the nation on the basis of religion and Sharia is being followed. Next, for the second style of leadership that been practiced by Allahyarham Nik Abdul Aziz, which is autocratic style. According to leadership style 2015, some characteristics of autocratic leadership include a little or no input from group members. Leaders make all choice group from leader, prescribe all work technique, and group members are seldom trusted with the critical decision of duties. The example of autocratic leadership style can be an example by Allahyarham Nik Abdul Aziz, where he decided to prohibit Muslim from working in a liquor factory or work related to a liquor. He arranged and banned Muslim from working in a liquor factory because the action is prohibited for Muslim in Islam. Much more, liquor is haram in Islam. Allahyarham Nik Abdul Aziz also changed the conventional bank to Islamic banking by himself without discussing with the followers. He want Islamic practice to be approached in the Kelantan state and practiced by society without any doubt. So for the next leadership style that been practiced by Allahyarham Tuan Guru Nik Abdul Aziz, which is coach style. According to Hunt and Whitrow, stated that influential coaching style leaders have several characteristics in a command, including helpful attitude, less managerial requirement, empathy, openness to personal growth, and the ability to provide feedback to their team members. So the coach style that can be example by Allahyarham Tuan Guru Nik Abdul Aziz. Previously, Allahyarham held position as an imam, ustaz, Tok Guru and Tok Khatib before being appointed as a Menteri Besar. So this we can see that Allahyarham Tuan Guru Nik Abdul Aziz is a teacher and also as a pendakwah before he joined as a political person. So next we continue to the contribution that been made by Allahyarham Tuan Guru Nik Abdul Aziz. So in my presentation, I found 4 contributions. For the first contribution made by Allahyarham Tuan Guru Nik Abdul Aziz is introducing Islamic manners It was a basic thing like Islamic manners that Tok Guru thought were the first administrative reform step in administration. It is customary to begin a ceremony with the reading of Surah Al-Fatihah and conclude it was Surah Al-As and Tasbih Kafarah. Separate seating for women and men is also provided, and ceremonial dinner are scheduled following a prayer time. The adab or manners aim to make all ceremony and administrative operation helpful worship to receive God blessing and make them as a proper worship. This regulation was subsequently followed by the organisation of an Islamic awareness campaign for government officials and employees. The program began with industrial workers and later expanded into included an entire population. For the second contribution made by Allahyarham Tuan Guru Nik Abdul Aziz is creating a conducive environment. In attempt to establish an Islamic atmosphere and allow his people to worship in a peace and comfort, starting in the 1996, Allahyarham Nik Abdul Aziz proclaimed Friday and Saturday as a weekly holidays. By enforcing these new working hours, all department and agency of Kelantan government operate 5 days a week from Sunday to Thursday. The aim to impose Friday and Saturday holiday is enable government workers to study those days as a family days. To actualize Friday as a knowledge-based day, the government offer a knowledge council program in every mosque and tarbiyah center throughout the state. Allahyarham Nik Abdul Aziz introduced tabung Serambi Mekah and tabung Tok Kenali that may explore additional option by setting up 2 public fund because of restricted income streams. For tabung Serambi Mekah was established to provide emergency assistance to people facing natural disaster such as floods, fires, storm, wave erosion, finance, chronic disease, medical costs of the poor, build Islamic school, and mobilize plan for successful economic activities, business, infrastructure construction, and more. So for the third contribution made by Allahyarham Tuan Guru Nik Abdul Aziz is eliminating riba. Allahyarham Nik Abdul Aziz established an interest-free economy by transferring money from conventional bank to interest-free bank. This method was accomplished in a phase starting on 1991 with the transfer of fixed deposit account to Islamic banking. Among the other measures, it included in this Islamic Economic Development Program were interested free loans to state government workers and the establishment of separate account of income from Islamic, which is halal, and non-Muslim sources, which is haram. Due to the presence of the Ar-Rahnu system, the Kelantan government cancelled all permit for usury-based pawn shop in 1995. As a result, pawnbroker who want to remain in a business should adhere to the Ar-Rahnu paradigm when in their origins are non-Muslim. For the fourth contribution that we made by Allahyarham is dignifying women. The state administration has implemented a number of reforms aimed at elevating the status of women. Among this awareness program on covering the aurat, the modest clothing standard for Muslim and non-Muslim female workers, and separate counter for male and female clients in the supermarket. Kelantan also established the Kelantan Women's Policy in 1999 to preserve the value and ambitions of Islam through glorifying, developing and empowering women in the state with the support of the federal government. In addition to protecting women's rights, it is essential to ensure that they have a legal protection and freedom in a fair and equal way. The policy goal is to protect and enhance the dignity and well-being of women via the promotion of moral value and encouragement of wonderful women. So next we continue to the impact of leadership. Okay, during the leadership of Allahyarham Nik Abdul Aziz in Kelantan, there were several excellent and positive impact on the country, on the state. Among the sound effects that occur in the leadership of Allahyarham Nik Abdul Aziz is awareness in Islam. It means Allahyarham Nik Abdul Aziz focused mainly on Islamic administration practice in his leadership. It encouraged people to learn more about Islam, to get more involved in it. Furthermore, throughout his reign, he put a strong focus on the distinction between what is halal and what is haram in every aspect of everyday life. It can be illustrated that Tuan Guru leadership has maintained the value of Islam, which serve the primary and fundamental guidance in the administration sector by reviving the concept of Sharia sovereignty in the administration of the country. The next impact on the leadership of Allahyarham Ni Abdul Aziz which is welfare in a religion. It means Allahyarham Ni Abdul Aziz placed a great emphasis on Islam and other religion in performing activities on ceremony in the region. Due to the fact that it is not prohibited in Islam to coexist and live in peace with people of a different faiths in everyday life. It can be illustrated in the leadership of Allahyarham Ni Abdul Aziz. He enabled the cross pillar to be reinstalled in the church and authorized construction of a 3-story temple structure in the city's heart. It shows that Allahyarham Ni Abdul Aziz leadership emphasized religious harmony and bridged the gap between Islam and other religions. This demonstrates that Allahyarham is a firm believer in his views, since he is able to enable faiths to flourish alongside one another. So next we continue to the lesson learned. From the leadership of the Allahyarham Tuan Guru Ni Abdul Aziz, there were a number of lessons that may be learned. One thing that we may take from this is that we need to be humble. It means being humble can form a good identity as well as it can gain followers. As a leadership characteristic, become more essential in developing and influencing the path of growth. Qualities such as moderation, sacrifice, purity, and so on becoming more relevant. He was the finest example of commendable leader personality. Others leaders need to be humble in their governance that Allahyarham Tuan Guru Ni Aziz has shown. The reason is that it is suitable entity and also best practice that parallel with the teaching of Islam. So the next lesson from leadership that been practiced by Allahyarham Tuan Guru Ni Abdul Aziz is that the decisions are made parallel according to the right way. The reason is that without proper decision making, it will affect other privilege and right of organization, agency or country. Based on Allahyarham Tuan Guru Ni Abdul Aziz practice where the Quran and Sunnah serve as the ultimate guidance in all issues of governance. Tuan Guru recognized that the many principles and wisdom found in the Quran and Sunnah are being practiced in Kelantan via Islamic Development Initiative, Dakwah and Human Development. For example, he encouraged Muslims to participate in the month of prayer program organised by state government. In a similar vein, the Sharia Criminal Code to Kelantan was adopted by the state government in Kelantan. In conclusion, every leader in the country needs to take example of Allahyarham Ni Abdul Aziz practice as a person and as a leader in governance. The reason is that every act and decision made by Allahyarham Tuan Guru Ni Abdul Aziz is parallel with the teaching in Islam. Moreover, practicing leadership as Allahyarham Ni Abdul Aziz has many advantages. This is because the character of leadership shown that Allahyarham Ni Abdul Aziz were excellent and accountable. That's all. Thank you.